Man, Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming out in just a couple of days, and I am so excited. Of course, everyone's going to be starting off from complete scratch, so you're going to want to get out there and try to find a lot of good stuff, find a lot of wealth, and really in these types of games, Diablo 2 and any of the mods, and this is obviously Diablo 2 Resurrected, high runes is always what you kind of consider the currency. That is the wealth. There's actually some ways to get high runes that isn't just going out and finding them. There is a huge RNG type of luck that comes along with trying to find high runes. Yeah, if you go out and kill a ton of monsters, that increases your chances of finding high runes, but actually there are ways to actually find stuff that you can trade for mid runes and then trade up to high runes that is actually, in my opinion, can be faster, and it eliminates a lot of the luck factor in it because you can go out and find this stuff almost guaranteed. So that's what I'm coming at you with today. I'm going with the absolute easiest, fastest way to gain wealth right at the beginning of Diablo 2 Resurrected. If you end up using any of these tips or tricks, give that like button a little taparoonie and don't forget to subscribe up so you never miss any of the Diablo 2 Resurrected content. Now let's get after it. So right here with the first way that I can show you how to get wealth, and it's almost guaranteed, there is no way that you can't do this, and that is getting spirit rune sets. People are going to want a ton of these at the beginning of Diablo 2 Resurrected so they can make their perfect 35 FCR spirit like this one right here. And by the way, this is my single player pluggy Diablo 2. This is not Project Diablo 2 or anything. I just play on an HD widescreen mod with a loot filter. So this is regular Diablo 2. It's going to be exactly like Diablo 2 Resurrected. There's actually a lot of builds where you actually have to have a 35 FCR spirit specifically in order to get to that breakpoint to make that build really as good as it can be. But people are really going to be craving 35 FCR spirits, and for that you're going to need to get yourself a bunch of spirit sets. So you got Tal, Thul, Ort, Amen with a Hell Rune, because a Hell Rune and a Town Portal in the cube will eliminate all the runes that are in here. So if it rolls with, say, 28% faster cast rate, you throw it in there with the Hell Rune, you throw it in there with a Town Portal, zap those runes out, throw another set in there, and then you see what it gets, and you roll it over and over and over again until you get yourself a 35 FCR spirit. Another set of runes you can put together for people, and it's not going to be quite in as much demand because people don't zap it out and try to get the perfect rolls on this particular item, but you're looking right here at an Insight, Ral Tier, Tal Soul. Almost every single caster in the game uses Insight, and even not casters, because it is such a cheap rune word to make, and it has a lot of enhanced damage. You see there 200, 260 for those small amount of runes. And you can make these yourself, obviously, and trade them to people, or just trade the rune sets to people. These ones aren't going to be as much value, but I'm just pointing it out because this is something that people are looking for right at the beginning of Diablo 2 Resurrected. Because of that meditation aura, it causes your mana to regenerate much faster. Alright, then now obviously you can find these runes kind of around anywhere. Just starting in normal you can find those runes, but a way you can actually get some other mid runes too while you're farming these runes is you farm the Countess. And if you don't know how to farm the Countess, I'm going to show you super quick here, because it can be super easy. Now I am on single player, so my map is static. Yours won't be, so you got to teleport around the Black Marsh until you find the Forgotten Tower. Hop down in the Forgotten Tower, and then when you get down in here, you can see this map is actually an unusual one to start with. This is the occasional one you'll get where 3 rights equal a left. So really don't pay attention to this one right off the bat, but you want to get down to the bottom of the tower. This next one is a much better example. You see how the map goes all the way up here, and man, if you would have went up and to the right, you would be crying your butt off when you realize you could have just went left. Always turn left. 9 out of 10 times it's going to be left, unlike that first map I had there. See this one I went left? This one you go right left, or you go directly left, and it's right there. Next level you go directly left. As soon as you can go left, you go left, and there's the next way down to the bottom. So you can get down to the bottom fast. You can do these runs real quick even without the map exposed, because like you see, 9 out of 10 times you turn left. If not, it's going to be harder, and obviously it's going to be easier with the sorceress because you can teleport. And also I want to mention the Countess is always immune to cold and fire, so lightning is the best way to do this. But you see, look at the runes that fall, Tal and Ort. You can pick those up, and that's part of some rune sets that you can take there. Not to mention, the Countess can actually drop up to Ist, and there is ghost packs on the way down here too. The ghost packs are actually good for dropping runes too. Not to mention, if you find any flawless, that's another thing you can pick up. And since we picked up flawlesses, why don't we move on to the next thing that you can get, and that is perfect gems. I'll scroll over to where I keep mine here. I have pages after pages here on single player. People use perfect gems and you roll them with Bale Grand Charms. Any Grand Charm level 92 and up, so that's Neelathak, that is Bale, and that is Diablo. Any Grand Charms that drop off of them are high enough level that if you re-roll them over and over and over again with perfect gems, you can get a 41 to 45 life skiller. Usually the max is 40 to life on a skiller, but with those particular 3 monsters have high enough levels that the item's high enough to get actually more than 40, up to 45 life. So people are going to be looking for a ton of perfect gems too, and a lot of people will just run by a lot of gems because it does take some time to pick them up, cube them up, store them, but it is almost a guaranteed way to get wealth on Diablo 2 Resurrected. Along with those gems and runes, there's also other sets that you can make for people, and you see these ones right here. These are caster sets. So these are the sets to make caster amulets. It's like the best amulets that you can make in the game. So I got a Ral, a perfect amethyst, and just some random junk jewel. Now the perfect amethysts are worth way more than the random gems that you can transmute with the Grand Charms. So you're going to want to keep these separate and trade them separately. Kind of in sets like this is really good to go. And even if you don't have sets of all this other stuff, you can actually trade just 40 junk jewels or just a large set of junk jewels for some type of mid-rune even, because people don't want to waste the time to collect them. Nobody wants to do the work. That's how you generally get the wealth. A lot of these tips here is you do the work that other people don't want to do. The next one I can show you here is grabbing rune bases. A lot of people will grab these. A lot of people know what the good rune bases are, but not always, and you can snag them up for them. There are some more basic ones like just 4-socketed flails. Everyone was going to need one to make their Hoto. They're not worth a ton, but people do look for them. Maybe you could get something little for it, but obviously early on, 4-socketed monarchs like these ones, people are going to be looking for. Not necessarily a 3-socket, but yeah, these 4-socketed ones over here. Everyone needs to make a spirit for their caster, but there are even a lot of other ones that you can look for too. A lot of 6-socketed. If you find 6-socketed stuff that's ethereal, people trying to make Breath of the Dying later. I don't know if I have any around here. 5-socketed, swords and stuff to make death. There's so many, I can't possibly name them all, but there's just so many rune bases that you can make. 3-socketed armors, making Enigma or making Treachery. There's so many bases. It's stuff that you're gonna have to look up because I couldn't possibly name them all. I got these 5-socketers down here for people making briefs. So there's just rune word after rune word after rune word. You'd have to look up each one of the rune words that are important that everyone loves to make and look up the type of base it is for it. Like I said, I can't possibly list them all. Some of the best places to find rune bases too is like the cow level is a great place. Obviously Sea Bale games, Chaos Sanctuary and Bale games, or just any of the level 85 areas like the pits, ancient tunnels, stuff like that. They can all drop all the highest level bases that are great for making rune words. And then like I said, when you're doing Sea Bale games later, you're actually gonna have some time maybe when someone's teleporting trying to find Bale, or maybe just at the start of the game before everyone gets in there. There's actually some places you can run really quick before anyone gets in there, and you can actually find some amazing items. I'll show you them real quick. They're all in Act 5 too. These are the ones I like to run anyways before Sea Bale games. There's all kinds of other stuff like running Mephisto and running Andariel and stuff like that, pits, ancient tunnels, but before the Bale games, these ones are super quick and super easy. So these are the ones I recommend you can go look at real quick just before a game. Frigid Highlands, come up here and take out Eldritch. Not too hard, didn't drop anything. You can come down here and check out Shank. Sometimes Shank can be a little scary because you see the archers right there, but take him out real quick. Then you can go Ariad's Plateau. This one's going to be, and I'm going to show you because I already know that Thresh Socket is the one we're going to right here. He's going to be literally right here on this map that I have, and sometimes you can get this map where the champion Thresh Socket is right there, and he can drop. I've got Wind Forces from him before, Immortal King's Armors, but we're going to hypothetically say that the waypoint is back here. Let's just say the waypoint was right here. The easiest way to find him, you can teleport whatever way you teleport. If you see the stairs are facing this direction, that means that's the direction you're going to have to go, and that's the direction we just came from, so you already know that. But let's say you teleported up here and you run into the wall. Well, obviously it's not the wall because you always are going to go up to the left or up to the right. So if you pick one, you run into the wall, then you know it's the other one. These Act 5 directions are super easy. I feel like they just got lazy when they made the expansion or something. I'm not really sure. But it's that easy. You just go up to the right or up to the left. And if you run into a wall or a cliff, you go the opposite one. Or if you see stairs facing a direction, all stairs up here, all will head towards Thresh Socket. So it is kind of that easy. Now there's one more that's not going to be any shock to anybody. There's this red portal down here. You come out here and you take on Pindle. Super easy. He can drop all kinds of good stuff. There's only a few items in the game, like really good uniques that he can't drop. So Pindle's another good one, super fast. All 4 of those monsters right there are super quick. You could almost take them all out before everyone even all gets into the Chaos Bale game. And any of those monsters, when you're killing that stuff, you could always find high runes even dropping from those people. I found a few, and like I said, all kinds of really good items that could help you out a ton from there, like Shaco and Oculus, and all different kinds of stuff for Barbarians, Ariad's Face. You can find Jalal's. All different kinds of stuff like that to help your characters out a ton. So if you end up using any of these tips or tricks, make sure you hit that little like button for me and subscribe up so you never miss any of the Diablo 2 Resurrected videos here on my channel. And don't forget, I also do stream right here on this YouTube channel. I don't stream over on Twitch like everybody else. Right here on YouTube, so subscribe up, get that bell notification turned on so you know when I go live. Peace out, YouTube. Hopefully I catch you next video, and don't forget, keep slaying.